Hi there. Welcome to the studio. Now, let's talk about motivation. What motivates you? Or what stops you from being motivated? What gets in your way? Let me know it down in the comments because I think it's really important to share. It is really important for us to know that we're not alone when it comes to motivation. There is this misconception with motivation. And it comes from the biggest lie we get told as kids, which is that as an adult, you've got everything together. You know exactly what you're doing. Jobs just magically happen. No one has any problems with motivation because, as a very old lady now, I'm in my 40s and my parents just pretended that everything was fine. They just ignored this valuable life lesson. They always seem to have it together. They always seem to be able to afford what they needed to afford. And, neither of them complained or, wanted a day off. They just kept going. And actually it led to this horrific mental health situation for people of that era. People in their 60s now are coming to YouTube to learn about mental health because it was never talked about. And it taught the next generation, people in their 40s like me, that when you get to there's apparently this magical age where suddenly you have everything together and you know exactly what's going on and you're always motivated and you're always on top of jobs around the house or work or, the car needing servicing or whatever it is. And it's this massive lie, which is why we have guilt about not being motivated. It wasn't normalized. And motivation or lack of motivation has absolutely nothing to do with you being lazy. It doesn't. It actually has nothing to do with being lazy at all. Being lazy is, not caring about those jobs, not caring about the responsibilities and that kind of thing. Meh, don't care. Motivation or lack of motivation to do those jobs is caring about those jobs, just not knowing how to start, not knowing how to make those things happen, and not want to tear our hair out. Paying bills and setting up, standing orders of direct debits or whatever it is, it's boring. And I know because I've just done it for this house. So many changes of address. And it is, all of these things are super boring. They really are. And it's hard to know where to start. And it's hard to know when to stop. All of these jobs seem so daunting because it's this really big list of things that need to be done. And, where do you start and where do you call it quits for the day? How do you break this up into being manageable and everything? All of this seems insurmountable. It is just this big mountain that you need to climb. And how do you do that? And how do you do that without the training that we should have got as kids, whether that's, social responsibility and how to deal with bank accounts and lessons at school, which I think would be brilliant, or our parents who could have taught us this and didn't because they were so busy pretending that they had their stuff together. So motivation has nothing to do with you being lazy. And lacking motivation has nothing to do with you failing and other people succeeding. And let's be absolutely clear about that. No one has it all together. No one. We are all winging this. We have never been this person in this position at this time in our life before. I'm winging it all day, every day. I come across like I know what I'm doing. I've had that feedback. Like, I don't have a clue. All I have is experience that maybe other people don't have or insight that maybe other people don't have. You have that. You have that ability. So how does that relate to motivation? And again, I've been told that I come across as really motivated and, boy, you get so much done in a day. Not because I want to. I'm not particularly motivated to do it, but I have responsibilities to my family and my house, and I have responsibilities to myself. And I've also got into a routine of, if I get these jobs done, I get me time. And me time is spending time with you. You all out there are the people that keep me going. I love doing this. I am really motivated because I love doing this. I love connecting with people. I love sharing and helping. And if I can help you, I've lived a good life, right? So I get the horrible jobs. I have this deal with myself. I get the horrible jobs done. I get the housework, and at the moment, unpack however many boxes I can manage. And then I get to sit down and I do research. I educate myself on YouTube. I educate myself on subject matters. I create community posts. Thank you very much for everyone who has joined in on those. More of you commented, or more of you clicked on that community post about what you want to hear from me next than ever before, and I am so grateful. Thank you. Keep doing that. But I get to do things like that. That is my reward. I am treating my brain like a naughty toddler. Now, I'm 43. And it seems really weird. And I'm sure there are other people out there that are going to look at this and go, you're 43 and you need to, treat yourself for doing what life brings. Yes, I do. I am motivated to do this. This is my reward. And this is work. It's about finding that thing that rewards you. It's about finding that thing that gets you through the horrible jobs. And my honest advice is get those jobs out of the way. Do the horrible jobs that you don't want to do the medium jobs that are okay, and then do the fun jobs, the things that you love doing. That is your reward. If you need an extra top up, then have a square of chocolate, a spoonful of ice cream, sit and do a bit of gaming, whatever it is that you really enjoy, the thing that you look forward to. Have 10 minutes in the sunshine with a book. Do a bit of meditation, whatever it is that gets you through the day, that is your chance to do it. So you've done all of the horrible stuff. This is your time. And you're going to enjoy that time more because you've earned it. We all love things that we earn more than we love things that are just given to us in life. Now, outside of, gifts and that kind of thing. But also because your mind is clearer. You haven't got that nagging inner critic in the back of your brain saying you haven't done X, Y, and Z. You've still got those jobs to do. You promised so-and-so that you would, whatever it is. You have a clear mind to be able to enjoy the things that make you happy. That gives you a greater reward. You've got this happy chemical buzz from doing all of the horrible stuff first. You've got this great happy chemical rush from doing the things that you love. And you've not got that nagging, I haven't done moment. Now, there's only so many hours in the day. So don't ever tell yourself that you have to do all of it. That I should. Should is a terrible word. It is a swear word. Don't ever use it. Aim. My goal for today is, my aim right now is, don't set yourself these unachievable goals that will stress you out. My goal for today was to empty a few boxes, get a few bits and pieces upstairs, deal with a delivery, get some washing up done. That was my goal for today, so that I could talk to you, because I have missed talking to you so much. This is my happy space right here. I don't know whether you can tell. But then I can go downstairs. I can catch up on the Formula One now that we have the internet back, and maybe do some gaming later. I have done my jobs list, so I get a double or triple treat today. And I think that's really important to kind of say, okay, my aim is to do these jobs, and then I can have this thing. And it's not about putting other people first. It's not about putting your mental health on a back burner. It is the absolute opposite. And if you are having a bad mental health day and your only goal is to get out of bed, that's fine. No one is saying that you have to do 10 jobs off of your list. The only person putting pressure on you is you, unless there is something that is legally or financially really important. And again, if you've got a big scary phone call to make, if you've got a big scary letter to open, do it now. Do it now. I'm here. I am supporting you. We as a community are supporting you. You can open that letter. You can make that phone call. And once you've done that, the relief of getting rid of that inner critic and shutting them up, but also of being able to move forward. Those things that you're putting off, those things, whether it's a pile of washing up or a big scary letter, those things that you are putting off it's actually causing you more stress. And you're getting into a shame spiral. So you have, this big scary letter. Let's use that as an example. You have this scary letter, and then you don't want to open it because it's really scary, and you lose motivation for it, and you think, well, if I ignore it, maybe it'll go away. And then you use whatever your happy place is for escapism. And that turns that happy place into not such a happy place because you have that inner critic behind you kind of going, you haven't done that. You really need to open that letter. So you then feel shame and guilt. And that's where we then think about that letter again, and then we avoid it. And this cycle is something we all struggle with. And I can talk more about that if you really want me to in another video. But that spiral is really unhealthy. And at some point, we need to find an off-ramp, right? This is a trap. That off-ramp is right at the beginning. I have a scary letter. I will open it now. I will deal with it now. I can then go to my happy place. I can do gaming. I can do crafts. I can do something. And that will be a guilt-free place. That really will be a happy place, because this other cycle, this guilt-shame spiral down here, turns our escapism into an unhappy place. We start to associate it with the things that we're avoiding. If you deal with it straight away, you can then enjoy those other things. That helps get you motivated to deal with those things, those horrible jobs, that washing up, that laundry, having to speak to Mabel next door who, wants to talk to you about the hole in the fence, and she's hard work, whatever it might be. Get the job over and done with. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. And that treat afterwards, that thing that you are really looking forward to, is going to be so much sweeter, because no inner critic. We've shut that guy up. That guy is just a pain in our backside. He may have started out as a defense mechanism, as a way of protecting ourselves, but that guy's an idiot when you get to being a parent and being an adult and being in a profession of any kind. That guy just gets in the way. So let's shut that guy up. You don't have to be motivated to get things done. Don't have to be motivated to do that jobs list. Just have to be motivated to get to the treat. And yes, it sounds ridiculous. I'm in my 40s and I do treat my brain like a naughty toddler. I do tell my brain no. I tell the inner critic no, and I tell myself to find that off-ramp, and I tell myself to sit down and have a juice box and think it out. I think about my behaviour. I put myself on the naughty step, but I also say to myself, okay, if you get through the dentist trip, I'm going to treat you to ice cream. I've never understood that one. That's, I have friends that, they've got kids, and it's kind of, if you do really well at the dentist, I'll take you out for ice cream. Brilliant. As soon as the dentist says everything's fine, let's go get you a cavity. That's my personal opinion. Whatever gets you through, right? I am not judging. I don't quite get it. But, you fake it until you make it. Treat yourself until it becomes routine. And then carry on treating yourself because a treat is nice, right? So it isn't about, learning to be motivated, because motivation it's not necessarily something that you can learn. It's a chemical thing. It's a brain development thing. And lack of motivation usually comes from some kind of lesson that you've learned early on, whether that's a real childhood trauma or whether that's the people around you were seem to be super motivated and you haven't made that link. You can't work out how that they were super motivated to fold laundry or whatever it is. And really, it comes down to that really big lie that our parents told us, that we're always motivated and we just get stuff done. It's a breeze. It's not. It's rubbish. We all hate it. No one enjoys those things. Our parents lied to us. Society has lied to us. And the patriarchy has lied to all of us. For millennia, the patriarchy has said men are really motivated to do DIY. They love it. It's manly, and women love to do housework. We love to cook for our family and clean and do washing. It's all lies. Now, there are jobs around the house I enjoy. There are DIY jobs that my partner enjoys. There are things in DIY terms that I love to do. I love to build a wall. He likes to hoover. So, the patriarchy has said these are your roles and you should be motivated and joyful in those roles. It's rubbish. You don't have to be motivated. You do have to do the things because modern life adulting is rubbish. But this idea that motivation is just something you have, it's not true. It's not true. What lies have you been told about motivation? Having listened to my waffle, and my waffle is purely out of joy of being back with you. What lies have you been told about motivation? What motivates you to do things, or what takes away that motivation? What jobs do you avoid that you want to flip on their head and use these tricks of basically bribing yourself to get through? Nothing wrong with a good bribe, as long as it's not illegal. Don't do that. Tell me all about those, because I think it's really important to share, to normalize this idea and to move past it, move past these lies. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for joining in the community post. I really love hearing from you. I will be doing the other videos that you have clicked on, which is inner wisdom and outer wisdom. But I can also go more into motivation and how the brain chemistry side of things works, how your synapses fire, whatever it is you fancy. And if you are lacking motivation or you want more of this, I do coaching sessions. The first one is completely free. We talk about what you need and we go from there. We make a plan together. We talk about accountability and how to get you to where you want to be, whether that's in terms of your employment, your family life, or your mental health. I am here to cheerlead you. I am here to help you find that plan and then cheer you on to get to the end of that goal, to reach where you want to be. So get in touch. You can email me, craftalytical@gmail.com, and we can talk about whether we can move forward and help you find where you want to be. Thank you so much for being here, and I will speak to you soon.